What's going on, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Gengar EX and the Gnawing Curse ability. I wanted to do an updated deck list on Gengar since I did one for Temporal Forces, but I feel like the list has kind of changed a little bit with the meta and things like that now. So what Gnawing Curse does is that it does 2 damage counters every time your opponent places an energy card from their hand to one of their Pokemon. This is pretty important because it allows us to stack up damage, and it works as many times as you have Gengar on the field, and it isn't once per turn. So every single time your opponent places an energy down, it's going to do 60 damage, even if you have all three Gengar down, which is pretty important damage. Then also we have the tricky steps, where we do 160 damage, and then we can move an energy from our opponent's active Pokemon to their bench. All of this is kind of important in the current meta, since I think against things like Dragapult that play very limited energy, being able to move them around is really important. And one of the other things that we're going to be able to do in this deck is that we actually run the Brute Bonnet, the regular one, not the, dropping poison one. And the reason for this is that this has the Relentless Punches attack, where it does 50 damage, and then it does 50 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So even if we just have, let's say, 2 of our Gengar down, and they place an energy, that's going to be placing 40 damage, so we're going to be hitting for 250 damage just off only having 2 Gengars. So the Brute Bonnet can really come in and take massive knockouts later on in the game, especially if we have 3 Gengar down, then it makes it incredibly easy. On top of that, we also have Radiant Alakazam in order to move our damage counters around, either picking up KOs or making it easier for Brute Bonnet. And then as our draw engine of choice, we have Bibarel. The main other changes that I made to the list is that we are now running the Handheld Fan, since it's just really powerful to be able to move energies not only when we're attacking, but also when we're being attacked, and just contribute to energy manipulation. And then also, I'm running the Neo Upper Energy to make it a little bit easier to get our Gengars powered up, since even though it is only a 2 energy requirement, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, so we want to make sure that we're running that as well. I also cut the Giovanni's Charisma out of the deck and just put researches. The meta's a lot faster now, so you kind of have to be able to speed through your deck a little bit faster and kind of get things set up. We are also still running the Devolution to make sure that we're able to knock out larger HP targets a lot quicker by just being able to de-evolve them and kind of mess their day up that way. But yeah, that's kind of it for the list, guys, so be sure to let me know what you think of the list and any changes that you would make. And I will see you guys in Game 1 in a moment, but for the last of the announcements, we currently have a giveaway going on for our 1000 sub special. The drawing will be on July 6th, so if you want to enter, all you have to do is put your favorite mainline Pokemon game in the comment section down below. If you don't have one, then feel free to just leave a TCG set that you love or is really important to you in the comment section down below to enter the giveaway. Just make sure you add hashtag giveaway so I know it makes it easier to find your entry later. Also, as a secondary entry for 50 pack, or for the main giveaway, it's for 100 packs of Twilight Masquerade, or if you win, you can hold off and get Shrouded Fables when that set releases. And then for a secondary way to enter for 50 packs, I'll just kind of pick somebody out of the comments. Leave a deck list down in the description or in the comment section, or you can leave it on the community Discord. Just, again, make sure you have the hashtag giveaway, so it makes it a little bit easier to find. And then all it is that you can just leave a list in that it doesn't have to be good. It just kind of has to be like fun or interesting. And whichever one is my favorite, I'll just give 50 packs to when I do the giveaway drawing. So yeah, that's kind of it for everything. If you want to copy the deck list, it's down in the description, as well as a link to our community Discord. And yeah, I think that's it for all the announcements, so I will see you guys in Game 1 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We'll see what we open. We are going to mulligan here, but it doesn't really give too much away, so that's not too bad for us. We have Bidoof and Radiant Alakazam, but not much else. But we will pass. We'll see what we get off our top deck, really. We are up against Lost Zone, And honestly, that's not that bad of a matchup for us overall. So we'll place down the Brute Bonnet, we'll attach the energy and pass for now, because there's not really much else we can do. There's the Pokestop, they'll be able to Buddy Poffin for 2 more Comfey. They go Flower Selecting. 1 energy down. We'll see what they get off the chorus. The one thing is that this matchup's actually pretty good for us, since if we're able to just move a couple energies off, like onto their Comfeys and things like that, they're never really able to get attacks off. Then moving the Brute Bonnet into the active is not that bad for us, though they will be able to Nest Ball into like the Cramorant and start getting attacks off, which is kind of annoying. But they did give up a Mirage Gate and 1 Electric Energy, so that's okay for us so far. They gave up a Switch Cart. They bring in Comfey, which means they already have another one in hand. Alright, 2 Switch Cards down. That's actually pretty big for us. And 2 Nest Balls used. There's another Electric Energy down, but that one's in the discard pile, so it's not as relevant because they run 4 Super Rod. There's one of them, though, with 2 other energies. 1, 1, and 1. So they should be out of Electric Energies at this point. There's another Switch Cart. So in 1 turn, they're down to a single Switch Cart left in deck. We will live this attack. We do get the Ultra Ball, which honestly, what we're going to have to do here is go Gengar and Dark Energy, grab ourselves the Bibarel, place this down, and then Super Rod to get these back into deck, but also just to get less cards in hand. We can Industrious here. Okay, that's actually not bad for us, because we can go Gastly here off the Nest Ball, Nest Ball again for another Gastly, and then we'll spin to see what we get. We get the Buddy Poffin. We lose out on an Iono, but that's not that big a deal. We get another Gastly down. Then we can place this and go Evolution, which is only going to get us 1 Haunter, but that's completely fine because we do have the Rare Candy already available. So on our next turn, what we'll be able to do is we can Bibarel, get ourselves a couple cards. If they're great, good. If they're not, that's fine. We can discard them. Grab ourselves the Gengar and kind of go from there. But what we'd be hoping for is like a Dark Patch and an Energy. We're going to lead 1 Gastly, since we have the option that we can Rare Candy if we get into another Gengar naturally. But if we have to give something up, it's fine to give up like the regular Gastly for right now. They go Boss's Orders, or they find the Boss's Orders rather. They PAL Pad to Experiment back in, but that's not really the biggest worry. Their final Switch Card's down, so now they just have to rely on regular switches, but they should still have 4 of those, so that's not the biggest deal, but it is kind of counting down their resources. Their Prime Catcher was also already used. We do know they have Boss in hand. So they're going to bring this in, KO the Brute Bonnet. Oh, they're going to KO the Haunter. I mean, not a bad play, but I feel like it's not the best use of their boss they could have done. We'll lead on it for right now. We get ourselves another Gastly. We can place that down. Draw ourselves some cards. So I think this is going to be the play. Get rid of this and this. Grab ourselves our Gengar EX. We can evolve. Plunge the Gastly. Go ahead and Dark Patch. Place the energy down. We'll Pokestop here. We just get the Buddy Poffin, but that's fine. It gives us discard fodder later, and we're getting cards out of our deck that we really don't want to draw, since these won't be relevant anyway. And the main thing here is, like, we lose our Brute Bonnet, but that's fine. We'll be able to bring in our Gengar EX. There's nothing that they have that could KO our Gengar. At least not currently. And the goal here will be to start stacking energy onto the Comfey in the back. It's unfortunate that they're kind of like getting so many prize cards kind of picked up so early. We'll go Pokégear here. We miss. But again, not the biggest deal in the world. We'll go Buddy Poffin, not because we want to, but we just want to get it out of our hand. We can go Industrious here. We got pretty much everything that we were looking for there. Because we can get the Hand Fan. We'll spin the Pokestop for now. See if we can get ourselves some Dark Patches. We do get a Dark Patch and a Switch. So we can go Dark Patch. Start powering up another Gastly. And now we'll drop the Pokeball in League Headquarters, making it much more difficult for them to attack later on. We'll go Painful Spoons, moving the damage counters onto one of the Comfey. And then we can attack with Tricky Steps, knocking out the Cramorant. We get the Earthen Vessel, so we can guarantee ourselves some energy to place down. Not that that's super important right this moment, but it will be later. The other thing is, like, with the Pokemon League Headquarters, granted, they're more likely than not going to be able to clear it, because they run 4 Pokestop. Yep. Lose that on the Raikou. They use 2 of their 4 Super Odd. There's Iron Hands. There's the first of 3 Mirage Gates remaining. How many electric energy do they have available? Should just be the 1, right? So even if they Mirage Gate here, let's say they boss up the Gastly, right? And knock that out with the Amp or even the Bibarel. It's not that big a deal because we can move the electric energy off and just put it onto the Comfey. And that'll stop that from being able to actually get any attacks off. And then they're going to have to find the energy again to make Sableye, like, do anything. So there's the amp. We can move that onto the Comfey. And then from here, what we can do I want to Earthen Vessel really quickly, just to see what else is in my deck. I'll take both of these. We have 2 Gengar remaining. We have our Arvens, and we do have the Rare Candy. So what I can do here is I want to see if I can get into... Alright, perfect. I can grab myself my Rare Candy. Make myself a brand new Gengar. And then from here, I can go ahead and switch. Bring the healthy one back in. Go Tricky Steps. And move the water energy onto the Sableye, since it doesn't really matter. It, like, doesn't benefit in any way from having the water energy on it. They get another Mirage Gate. Obviously, they need to Super Rod. This will be their final one. And they won't have any like electric energy to use, so they're going to have to Mirage Gate the Psychic Energy onto the Sableye. We'll be able to move that off. There's the switch. They go Flower Selecting. Not sure why, though. Do they just, like, give up? Because there's pretty much no way they don't... I mean, obviously they're going to deck out now. But they could have, like, one more Pal Pad, I guess. But there's nothing that they can really do. Like, they're not going to have enough damage. Even if, let's say that they were able to reshuffle again, right? Like, they had another Super Rod. Or even a Super Rod and a Pal Pad. It doesn't really matter, because they don't have enough damage to do anything. So, like, they get the prize card here. But then, on our turn, we can just hold on to the energy, just in case we need to, like, retreat something out. We can attack here. This would knock out the Sableye. But then we can take the Psychic Energy and just move it onto, like, we'll just move it onto the Iron Hands, making it so they couldn't reshuffle it. There's really nothing they could do with it. And they can't do anything with Iron Hands because they can't get electric energies, because Comfey is, like, their only electric energy is stuck on the Comfey. So it's like kind of a weird sequence, but I hope that makes sense with the way that I tried to explain it. But yeah, that's going to be game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a moment, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 2, and our opponent's going to be going first. We are going to mulligan this hand away, but so is our opponent. We open just Alakazam. Though we do have the Buddy Poffin already in hand, we do have the Arven, so we're going to be able to get some of our pieces going for ourselves. We see the Snorunt, so we know we're up against some sort of Frostlass deck. But it doesn't tell us too much. We see Water Energy, so it could just be Greninja. But they didn't put a Froakie out, so I really don't know. We'll go... Alright, before we do this, let's look for we know we have Bibarel and Haunter is available. We'll take the Evolution. We already have Buddy Poffin in hand, so we could just go Rare Candy if we wanted to. I think we'll just go Ultra Ball for now. Or actually, we can go Pokégear, hold it for next turn. Try to guarantee us our supporter. So we can go Bidoof and Gastly. Use our Nest Ball to grab ourselves another Gastly. Then we can go Energy, Evolution, go TM Evolution for our Bibarel and our Gastly, or our Haunter rather. And yes, we already have Bibarel in hand, but we can always just like discard this later or something like that. We just want to make sure that we're getting these going. Also, we don't have a second Haunter in deck, so in this situation, like if we did, it'd be great to just go Haunter and Haunter. But right now, that's just not an option for us, so can't really play around it. We see the Irida for Greninja and a Earthen Vessel. We still don't know what they're playing, because we're only seeing Frostlass and Water Energy, which doesn't tell us enough right now. Unless it's just like pure Frostlass with the... like it's just pure Frostlass with the Monkey Dory. That could be an option. You see Palkia V. So it's just Palkia with Frostlass? Not really sure how I feel about that. We get the Buddy Poffin. We can go ahead and just grab ourselves two more Gastly. Help shrink the deck out a little bit. We'll go Pokégear. We get ourselves the Research. Unfortunately, we're not able to do too much. I want to just start moving damage onto the Frostlass with Alakazam. We can go switch, bring Haunter in. We'll go Research first. Okay, that works perfectly, because I was going to say we could try to find our Neo Upper Energy and the Gengar EX, which we were able to do, though the odds of that were a little bit low if we're being like 100% honest. But we get the KO on Snorunt. We'll move the energy onto the Frostlass just to stop it from going in the discard pile so they can't get it with Palkia V. There's the Rare Candy, so we're going to be able to make a second Gengar, which is really nice for us. They will be able to get all three energy in the discard pile, or, yeah, because we know they have an energy in hand. So they can get all three energy in the discard pile. They can attempt to switch out Go Greninja, which is an option. But it appears, unless they have like Research in hand or something, it appears they're just going to attack with Palkia. Oh, they just have Max Belt. I mean, solid. And that was a really good turn, honestly. So we'll put Gastly up. They'll start spreading damage. I mean, they kind of had exactly what they needed there. That was a little lucky, if I'm honest, but we'll see. What do we want to do here? We'll Rare Candy, make Gengar. Then what we can do from here, we'll go Alakazam. We'll Painful Spoons the damage off the Greninja. throw it onto the Frostlass. We could go Ultra Ball here. Yeah, alright, so I think this is the play we're going to make. We're going to go Rare Candy and grab the Hand Fan. We'll throw the Hand Fan onto the active for a turn. Then what we can do is get rid of the energies for right now to grab ourselves Gengar EX. We can Rare Candy, put those onto the bench, draw with Bibarel. We get ourselves the Dark Patch, so we can start powering up one of our Gengars, and then from here we can pass. Obviously the frozen shard stacking is a little bit unfortunate, but it actually isn't that bad for us since we're going to be able to be putting damage, like they're putting damage on their own Palkia. If they don't have a Dark Energy, then they can't really utilize Monkey Dory, and they're just going to kind of like knock themselves out. And so like we can go Arven here and just get ourselves our energy. Then the other thing too is like we can just throw an energy onto the Frostlass, stopping them from being able to reset it. We'll bring Gengar back in. We get another one. We can go ahead and Pavel Spoons. And this is going to be a 2-hit KO regardless. So we'll move the damage over. We can go Arven. And we should still have energy in deck, which we do. Which means we can just grab Earthen Vessel here. And we can grab the Devolution. We can go Earthen Vessel. We'll get rid of the extra Gengar. Grab ourselves 2 Dark Energy. Slap this down. And then we'll go Tricky Steps. That'll stop this from being able to attack us. We'll throw the Water Energy onto the Monkey Dory since it doesn't matter. This won't be able to attack us on this turn. There's pretty much no way to get this thing fully powered up. We just have to start like actually picking up knockouts a little bit faster. But it won't be too hard to do because we're about to KO this soon. We can KO this with the Devolution. The Gnawing Curse knocks out their Monkey Dory, which was a huge mistake by them. I don't think that they were anticipating that. And they lost their energy placement for the turn. They evolve into Palkia V-Star, but again, they're not going to be able to power that up. So from here, they drop the Frozen Shards. They do get the KO on the Alakazam this turn, which obviously we don't love, but what we can do on this turn is just put an energy down onto Gengar. What we'll do is go De-Evolution, and then we can Iono here, put them down to 1 card, get ourselves something to work with. We can actually go Dark Patch, and then what we'll do is go De-Evolution, which will pick up the Frostlass, get rid of the 1 Snow Run. It'll also remove the Palkia, letting us take 3 prize cards on this turn. Meaning we only need 1 more. We do have the hand fan as well. They place the Monkey Dory down with a Dark Energy. We'll take 40 there. They re-evolve. They go for the brain, but again, we have enough time, because we have enough time to get 2 attacks off. And we really only need 1. We'll go Buddy Poffin here. We can't risk playing the Bidoof down. This is more just to get cards out of our deck, because we want to be able to attempt to draw into boss orders a little bit faster. And we know 1 is in the deck. Plus, we don't actually need the energy, so we can just kind of get rid of those. We'll grab ourselves the Brute Bonnet. Again, we're just looking to thin. Throw that down. And we can honestly throw the Brute Bonnet down, too. Go energy. Go Dark Patch. And then if we get another energy onto that, we can just start KOing things anyway. Go Tricky Step. Add the damage. Pass our turn. There's no way they can get an attack off. So the game is pretty much over from this point. Yeah, that's not gonna protect you. So that's gonna be the game. Kind of an interesting concept, but I don't think Frostlass pairs very well because of the fact that you are damaging your own Palkia. So we're gonna take the final prize card and take the game. Definitely an interesting pairing, but not one that I think is the best because of the fact that, like I said, you just damage your own Palkia the entire time. So kind of a weird strategy and kind of a fun one to play against, but maybe not the best pairing they could have went with. But that's going to be game number 2, and we'll get ourselves into game number 3 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 3, and our opponent's going to be going first. We'll see what we open. Not the best, but we do have some Pokégears, so maybe we'll be able to get into something a little bit more useful. We see the Applins, so we're up against the Festival lead, which is kind of a weird one. I don't know if I've like played against this deck in this matchup before, so I'm definitely curious to see how this one goes. We'll go Nest Ball, grab ourselves a Gastly. Then we'll Pokestop. We do find the Arven. Or not Pokestop, Pokégear rather. We can Arven here. Grabbing ourselves the Buddy Poffin and the Evolution. We will check our deck just to make sure there is Bidoof and Haunter in there, which there are. Which is nice for us. We'll grab 1 and 1. And then from here, we will lay these down. Go Evolution. Do 1 and 1. Grab the Bibarel and the Haunter. What's nice is that we're a dark card, but we don't actually have the grass weakness. Which is really weird, by the way, that it does this. I feel like this is the correct weakness, like fighting. But whatever. I feel like De-Evolution's gonna come up like kind of big here. There's an Iono, not really that big of a deal. We obviously lose out on one Gengar, but we still have Haunter, so as long as we draw into another one, we'll be completely fine. We have the option to go research after this. We are weak to grass on our Brute Bonnet, which again, doesn't make any sense, by the way, that it's weak to grass. But we'll lead. I actually don't know what the best thing to lead here is. I guess we lead Haunter in the hopes that we can dig to get. So like we go Buddy Poffin here. Grab ourselves another Gastly. Then I guess we'll go Nest Ball, grab the Radiant Alakazam, play another Gastly down, then we'll go research. We get ourselves the Gengar. The problem is we still get KO'd, so I think what we'll do is we'll attach, we'll retreat, we'll sack one of the extra Gastlys for now, place this, go Hand Fan onto the Gengar, alright, that's kind of fine. Like, not exactly, but I wonder why they attached the energy to that. Alright, this is okay because we want to dig into our deck in order to get our double turbo, or not double turbo, but alright, the all the dark patches also kind of work. The main goal at this point is we just want to get out to Gengar, so that way every time they place the energy down, we kind of just like end up KOing this, or having enough damage counters to KO it after a de-evolution, and we can try to just make one big de-evolution play. But they're going to go Festival lead here, knock out our Gastly. We're probably just going to have to sack Alakazam. Is going to end up being our play. So we just bring in Alakazam. We'll be able to get the dark patches off. And we have the switch, so it's honestly not the worst. Dark patch again. So our Gengar is fully powered. Then from here, we'll go Super Rod. Put this back. Another Gastly back. And that's about it. We'll go switch, bring this in just to kind of help keep this around. We can go Painful Spoons, move the damage off the Rabina. I think that's how it's supposed to, or Rabisca. We'll go energy onto the Gastly with the Dark Patch. Draw ourselves some cards. We see our Neo Upper now. The Brute Bonnet isn't really going to make a difference. So at this point, I'm going to discard this and this. We don't have Haunter available, which is depressing. But it's fine, we can look for a Rare Candy. We'll Tricky Steps. And then at this point, we'll just kind of move the energy onto this. Well, alright. So we get the other energy. Did that not work because of this? Oh yeah, because it's the effects of attacks too. Not that it really makes a difference in this case, but... They go Dipplin. Give the energy. We will survive any of these like individual attacks. Though obviously it'd be really nice if we can get our... Like, it'd be really nice if we can get all our Gengar out. That would be super ideal. How are we gonna do this? They do amp their damage, but it's still not enough. We'll take this and we'll throw it onto the Grookey. Handheld Fan coming in clutch. We'll go... We'll turbo down. We get another dark energy. Again, not really all that important. I don't want to have to research here, but I feel like I'm going to have to. We still didn't find anything that we're looking for. Like, we're still operating under one Gengar, and that's so depressing. Just more energy I don't need. I have one more Gengar in deck I'm gonna need to make. They're going to be able to find the Applin here. Because they have another Grookey. Man, it'd be so nice to have a second Gengar here, because they couldn't power, like, they wouldn't be able to power this up. They're going to be able to take another 2 prizes. We'll just have to sack the other Gastly. It just is what it is. We'll bring Gengar in. Go Arven for the Rare Candy. We'll drop the Hand Fan, the Bidoof. We'll discard an energy with Earthen Vessel. Won't draw anything on purpose. Then we'll throw an extra energy down onto the Bibarel, so that way we can retreat it out later if we have to, and it also thins our hand by 1. We get the Buddy Poffin, which doesn't matter, but it lets us search out one more Gastly. Thin our deck out a little bit more. We can go Tricky Steps. And we'll throw the extra energy onto the Thwacky. Not that it matters. We will be able to live another hit. There's our Devolution, not that that matters, because we haven't been able to get the damage counters around like we needed to. There's another Applin. Because of the hand fan, we at least will be able to stop one. Like, we're a 3-hit KO, so as long as we can make Gengar on the next turn, we can retreat this one out, bring in the next one, and be, like, semi-okay. Like, even, like, they can't go max belt because they play Hyper Aroma, which I disagree with, but that's an argument for another day. On this coming turn, what we're going to have to do is go Arven for an Ultra Ball, grab ourselves our last Gengar, Rare Candy, retreat, bring that in, and then hope they can't boss us again. But they've only used one, so we have to assume they can. At bare minimum, they're going to have a PAL pad. Yeah, there's the boss. They're going to pull up. But they can't pull up the Gastly here. They pull up the Bidoof. We get the KO there. We bring in Bibarel. We survive the attack. And then from here, we just Arven for an Ultra Ball. We get rid of the Pokégear and the Devolution, since none of those are relevant at this point. We grab ourselves the Gengar EX. We Rare Candy to our hand fan. We attach the energies. We retreat. Bring in our fresh Gengar. We Tricky Steps. Taking the knockout. We pass. Take one more prize card. And pray they don't play a third boss. Or a PAL pad, which there's no way that's the case. There's the Diplin. Another Applin. So this is going to be the Boom Boom Groove for the boss's orders. Or not. Pull up Diplin and another energy. Interesting. Alright, hold on. We may be able to win here. The fact they didn't boss is insane. Because they'd have to be able to PAL pad into boss. Like, there's no way that they couldn't. So the fact that they went for the aid here means we actually can win this. Because if they attack into us, so they do the wave, does 100, we fan away the energy, and this is why we held on to the boss. So we're actually about to clutch this out, and in the most insane manner possible. So we throw the energy down onto Gastly. What we can do is we boss his orders, pull up the Applin, We knock out the Applin. And now they can't put energy onto their Dipplin. Because it will take too much damage between the two curses of Gengar. They'd have to play, like, Canceling Cologne, I guess, would be, like, their way out. There's nothing you can do now. The game is over. You messed up. Why do they not... I'm gonna put it onto the Dipplin for bad manner. But why do you not play Palpad or another boss? Like, the game was over. Like, they won. They just... How do they not play Palpad? Alright, well, I'll take the win for sure, but that was bad deck building on their part that just kind of cost them the game. You either have to, like, with a deck like that, especially if you're running the Hyper Aroma over the max belt, like, you have to play Palpad at bare minimum to reshuffle those supporters, because the fact that you can find your pieces, like, every time, there's no reason to not play it. That, like, actually just cost them the entire game there. But yeah, we'll take the win. Not gonna complain. We'll take that as our game 3, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Very close game that just came down to, like, our opponent's bad listing, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, like I said, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to remember to enter the giveaway by putting your favorite Pokemon main series game in the comment section down below, or your favorite TCG set. And then also be sure to join the community Discord. Down in the comment, or down in the description, will be a link to that if anybody wants to join it, as well as be on the lookout for our community Discord tournaments. They'll be coming back, I think next week is the next scheduled one. So yeah, that's kind of it for all the end game announcements, all that kind of stuff. I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to let me know what you want to see down in the comments for our next videos and things like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.